So you're ready to start selling digital products, but you're not sure where to start. Well, technically, you already started by clicking on this video, so just go ahead and give yourself a little pat on the back. Listen guys, I'm gonna break this down in 5 simple steps. If you wanna make an income creating digital products, first you need to know what people want to buy. I actually recommend trying multiple different niches, and once you see something getting some traction, ride the wave. Let me explain. Say you're a mom and you're wanting to create digital products for other moms. What motherhood topics are you passionate about? Do you love learning and implementing Montessori techniques? Maybe you're feeling really confident about your daily routines. Or maybe you found the perfect meal planning system for your family. There are so many products that you could create under those topics, but which topic and product are going to be the most successful? To be honest, there's really no perfect formula to answer this question. I am a firm believer in trial and error. When it comes to the topic, I would choose something that fuels you the most. What are you most passionate about? Regarding the product, there's a lot more market research you can do in trying to find which product in that niche would be most successful. If you would like a video where I talk about finding that perfect product under any niche, let me know in the comments. The great thing about digital products is though they take a lot of time and energy up front, they don't require a lot of upfront costs depending on the product. So if you launch a product and it completely tanks, just try again. So by this point, you have already decided on what product that you want to create, and this step is really dependent on what product you chose. You could do a course or workshop, you could develop a printable like an ebook or a meal plan, and you can even create templates on places like Canva, Asana, Notion, etc. Again, if you want a specific video on how to create each of these types of products, let me know in the comments and I'd be happy to do that as well. So I want to offer you guys a pro tip when you're creating your product. I highly recommend you break this down into phases. I recently rebranded my entire business, my YouTube channel, my Instagram, and I was feeling so overwhelmed. But thankfully, I chatted with a bestie and she just recommended I break it into phases. And as soon as she said that, a light bulb went off and I created an entire Asana project just to this rebrand, and I broke all of the things I needed to do into phases. And as soon as I did that, everything went smoothly. I hit my deadlines and it seriously saved my life. So I actually created a product creation Asana template for you guys, and I have broken down all of the possible steps into phases. And of course you can take away things or add things as needed, but if you use Asana, and if you don't, I recommend it, you can download this free template in the description. You will need some sort of e-commerce platform to sell your digital product. And again, it's really dependent on what product you're trying to sell. If you're selling a course or a workshop, there are tons of different all-in-one platforms that you can use when creating and selling an online course. I'm sure you've heard of some of these, but there's Teachable, Podia, Kajabi, Kartra, and many more. You can even use Squarespace now to be able to create courses, memberships, etc. So if you have a Squarespace website, you definitely would want to look into that. So if you're creating a course, these platforms would be great for you, and I do plan to break some of these down in future videos. Now, if you're selling a digital product like a printable, maybe an ebook or a planner inserts, etc., then Etsy might be the best place for you to start. They do charge you 20 cents per listing every 4 months, and they do take a transaction fee of 5% per product sold. The great thing about Etsy is that it's a search engine, so they already have buyers and it's a lot less upfront work for you to get traffic to your product. Also, going back to Squarespace, you can sell your digital products there as well. I think it's very easy to use, but you do have to pay monthly. I think it's about $35 for their smallest e-commerce package, and so you have to keep that in mind and make sure it's worth it. Promoting your store is especially important if you're using one of those course platforms we talked about, or your own e-commerce website like Squarespace. If you're using a platform like Etsy, like I said, you have access to their buyers and search engine, so it's all about SEO. And then Etsy actually has their own advertisements as well, so you don't really even have to work with any outside ads. But let's assume that you're using one of those course platforms we talked about or your own website. You have to let people know that your products exist. One thing you could do is start a YouTube channel or a podcast. You could even start blogging. All of these platforms are called evergreen, and what that means is that once you put it out there, you do that upfront work, it's out there for good, so that one piece of content can continuously be bringing you traffic even years to come. Here's an example of a video that I posted a year ago that is still bringing me traffic today. Had that video had anything to do with digital marketing and and I had it leading to one of my products, it could still be generating me sales even though I did the work a year ago. You could also pitch yourself to other existing YouTubers or podcasters, etc. You could either reach out to them to be a guest on their YouTube channel or podcast, or maybe you want to offer some sort of brand collaboration where you pay them to put an ad of your product on their content. Another option, of course, is Facebook ads or any kind of advertisement. Facebook ads are something I'm still a little unfamiliar with. I'm actually currently doing a lot of research on Facebook ads and plan to be trying them out here soon. So I'm really excited to be able to apply all of the stuff I'm learning so that I can come back to you guys and give you some new techniques or ideas on how to run Facebook ads to get traffic to your products. Once you set up shop and actually start getting sales and clients, you need to nurture the customers you have. I feel like sadly this part is forgotten all the time, and it's probably one of the most important. You need to make sure you're giving them outstanding customer service so they share your product with their friends, their family, their audience, or even come back for more products from you. I was mowing the yard the other day and listening to the Gold Digger podcast by Jenna Kutcher. I don't know if you've heard of her or her podcast, but if not, you're missing out and definitely need to check it out. I will put a link in the description for you guys. But in a recent podcast episode, she was talking about how you remember your worst experience ever and your best experience ever. And everything that's in between, you usually forget about. And you want to be remembered, but definitely not for the worst. So you need to make sure you're giving exceptional customer service so that when somebody's looking back, they remember you as the best experience they ever had. One very simple way to do that is exceeding their expectations. Always do just a little more than they expected. Your next step is by checking out this video and letting me know in the comments what video you would like to see next. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!